And Bonds hits right high. It's a dig. It is out of here. This is caught. Diggs. Sideline. Touchdown. Unbelievable. Bryant for the win. Bang. Watch out. He's got getting away from the top speed.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another SGN video where it's all sim all the time. Today's video, we are bringing you the best XP sliders for Madden 26. And I want to go ahead and tell you guys right away, man, that EA, for whatever reason, really likes messing with us in the sim community, man, because they made the XP sliders way more unbalanced than Madden 25, which was way more unbalanced than Madden 24, which was more imbalanced than Madden 23. The trend continues. Like every year, it's like they look at it and like, how can we make this more challenging and more messed up? I swear that's what they do, because the positional discrepancies in XP earned this year is mind-blowing, and trying to balance it, even with the tools that they give us, has been a huge challenge. I've spent so much time trying to figure this out, and I feel like I'm finally in a place where I can present something to you guys that will definitely take care of you. For a couple years in franchise, I've been testing 10-year sims. That's the goal. Not that many people actually make it that far, but if you do, I think this will hold up very well. So we're going to go ahead and dive into everything that you need to do for this XP slider set. But first, do want to take a quick moment to say thank you for checking out this video. I do appreciate it, and if you happen to be new to my channel, please subscribe. It'll really help me out. I have a goal. I'm trying to hit 25,000 by the end of the year, and every new sub obviously helps. And also, if you could like this video, that helps YouTube present this video to more people, which helps me gain more subscribers. So appreciate you for taking the time to help me out. Let's go ahead and dive into the settings. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is your actual league settings, because there's a couple things we need to set up to make sure that this is gonna operate the way that it needs to. Now, what are those settings? Well, it's going to be your X factor. So right now I have 75 X factor, 50 superstar, and then 300 star. I'm going to tell you guys why, because I know people are going to ask. The star dev traits is really, that's what creates a lot of 80s inflation, because you don't see players with star dev traits go up into the 90s, right? You might see some players that were in the 90s on their way back down have regressed to a star, but you're never gonna see a player with a star dev trait progress into a 90. They get to the 80s, right? And this is why you end up getting a lot of 80s through 10-year sims. So reducing this definitely helps. I played around with the X Factor and Superstar, so I tried both, having them maxed at 75 and 100, and also at minimum that you could go, which is 25 apiece, I believe. The issue is you need the X Factors and Superstars to get those players up into the 90s. Now, unfortunately, again, this is an EA thing, they like to hand out Superstars and X Factor dev traits to a particular position or positions over others. Quarterbacks, for example, are heavily given Superstar and X Factors compared to other positions. You go through, you do a 10-year sim, you go through and count how many are given to quarterbacks versus running backs, wide receivers, etc., etc. It's pretty mind-boggling, which is why you have a huge issue. Quarterbacks are a huge issue this year, because they go up like crazy. Part of it is they get a lot of these dev traits given to them. And then we know about the defensive tackle. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But anyway, so this was where I was able to find some balance in getting those guys to get up to 90 without having all the players get to the 80 overall. So I just want to give you guys a quick note. That is where I have these right here. Also, development trait regression is on. That's definitely important if you don't want to have a league flooded with high overalls. So those are the four settings I guess you need to have set right here. Now, getting back to what we just talked about, the defensive tackle issue, which is that EA did something good. They added the nose tackle position, which is a good thing. However, they did something bad, which was not load up franchise mode and see what that archetype did to player ratings. You play franchise mode, EA devs? Did ya? Do ya? It's really hard selling, man. Really hard to sell us that you actually play this mode. Anyway, I tried. Let me guys tell you right now, 0 defensive tackle progression, 100 or 200 max regression, 60, 80 overalls. It had no impact. So ultimately I had to do something I do not like doing. For both quarterbacks, because of the XP, the quarterbacks earn so much XP. They're given a lot of dev traits. So I'm incorporating for the first time ever an always very weak for quarterbacks and an always very weak for the interior line, which is the defensive tackle. Now, let's hope, fingers crossed, EA comes out and addresses the issue with the nose tackle archetype. Because the ratings aren't actually changing for the players, but their overalls are, which does impact things. Trade value, contract, a lot of things. And then it impacts every single player. So if they fix that, we will be able to push this back to normal. We might have to adjust their progression and regression a little bit, but for now, when you go very weak with the regression I have set for it, you're going to get a really strong balance with the defensive tackle position, but it needs to stay very weak all the time. Quarterbacks, same thing. I absolutely hate this. I hate it, but this is what EA gives us, man. So again, quarterbacks, 0 progression, 200 regression. You're getting 35 players in the 80s after 10 years. It's ridiculous. I wish they cared. I wish they cared. Anyway, outside of that, we're going to do the normal all the way through, which is not something you need to keep. I recommend playing around with this. I have the draft class simulator or generator tool that I just dropped, where you can spin a wheel to see what these should be every single year. And in fact, I built my XP sliders testing all on normal, but I built them to have the variables of maybe one year this is a very strong, another year it's a weak, whatever. I built this for the potential variables. I build them for the variables. So don't run normal all the way through for every single position. If you don't want to use my wheel, fine. Use something that you found that comes up with a generator for you for every position other than quarterback and interior line. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the XP sliders, and here they are. And again, I built these with anticipation of you guys not running normal at every single position. So if you were to pull up everything you saw here and ran normal, did a 10-year sim, you are going to see a little bit low on the 90s. That is by design, because you should, in a 10-year simulation, have every single one of those positions land on a strong or very strong 1 to 2 times minimum. That is going to matter. Those players come in, they get those superstar traits, and they are going to offset how I have things set here. But this right now is going to give you very, very, very good balance with the amount of 80s and 90s in a 10-year sim using a draft class simulator such as my own cheap plug. So you're going to want to set these up like this. Now, if EA does come out and address the defensive tackle archetype thing, then we'll have to revisit this position. That's the only one that'll need to be revisited. But again, I don't think that'll be too difficult to change. But yeah, guys, these are the XP sliders. There's really not much more to say. I spent so many hours on this. So if you could, again, I already asked, but if you could like this video and sub up if you're new, man. The amount of hours that I put into this is unbelievable, because every 10-year sim takes 30 minutes. And you got to come back, reflect, make changes, run another 10-year sim, and you can't do anything while you're doing that. So I wasn't even playing the game, I was just running sims, man, and then I'd go do stuff for 30 minutes, go work or do whatever, you know. So I really appreciate any support you guys can give me with a like, share the video, subscribe, anything like that. But here are the full sliders, guys. I can't really anticipate any questions on this, so we're just gonna go through. But if you do have any questions, comment the video, join the Discord. We're at 4,500 members, man. Great place to ask some questions. But yeah, I really think you guys are gonna appreciate this. This is what I'm gonna start my franchise with. I'm super excited. I'm finally at peace, and I feel like I can move forward and have a franchise that'll go several years in, knowing that I'm going to get great balance. So that's the XP sliders, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Otherwise, stay tuned to the next one, y'all. Peace.